Hello my friends and welcome to the Curate Study. Well, it's Wednesday and I've got a clipboard, so that can mean only one thing. It's time for Wednesday Wonderings. Now in our first session on a Wednesday we talked about what exactly the Church of England was, and then last week we looked at the differences between a curate, a vicar, a rector and an assistant curate. But this Wednesday I'm wondering how many people know how we choose our readings, our hymns and our prayers. So do we just choose the readings we fancy every week from the Bible and then chuck in a few of our favourite hymns and pick some random prayers to wedge in there somewhere in between them? Well, as much as it might seem like that sometimes, no, we don't. The Church of England uses a cycle of readings which more or less runs through the whole Bible every 3 years. And every year a book is produced called the lectionary for that particular year, which in it lists readings for every single day. Now you probably can't see this. Every day of the week is in here, from Advent through to the beginning of the following Advent, and there are different readings from the Old and New Testament for every part of the day, for the principal service, for morning prayer, for evening prayer, for example. And what this ensures is that someone like me, who preaches regularly, can't just choose the favourite bits of the Bible and preach on those. We have to preach all the way through the Bible, including the difficult and tricky parts that maybe we don't really like. So having been given the readings for that particular week, the minister or whoever is preaching then needs to write a sermon, which will have a theme. And having decided on the sermon and the theme, we would then look to choose hymns that express or fit in with that particular theme. Now in some of our 4 churches we have members of our congregation or our church wardens, for example, who would suggest hymns. In others I need to choose them. And that brings us on to prayers. Now the framework for most of our services is outlined in one of a number of resources that ministers use. There is this one. This is the truly ancient Book of Common Prayer, which was first produced in 1549 as a result of the Reformation in England. And it's revolutionary, or it was revolutionary at the time, because it was the first prayer book to contain forms of service for daily and Sunday worship. In many respects it's a complete toolkit with readings, with prayers, almost everything you need all in one place. And it was so good, in fact, that it's still used in around 50 countries and has been translated into 150 different languages. The language it uses, Old English, is absolutely beautiful, and it's incredibly popular with many members of our congregations, even now. Slightly more modern is the Common Worship Book, and this includes a huge number of different styles of services with additional resources like confessional prayers and blessings. And although most services follow a basic set pattern in one of these two, we do often have additional services, special services for seasons or festivals of the church calendar, so Advent, Christmas, Easter, Ascension, Pentecost and so on. So in essence a church service is an attempt to draw all of these things together into a unified whole, wrapped around the scripture reading, with the scaffolding provided for the service in one of these 2 books. What we aim to do is to produce something that not only makes sense and that flows, but is uplifting, so that however you feel when you arrive at church, you feel a lot better when you leave. I hope that's been helpful. Next week we'll look at something else. If you have an idea of something you'd like me to cover on a Wednesday, please do add a comment in the comments box. But also if you would like to subscribe to our page and click the notifications bell, then every time we have another wonder, you'll be notified. Until we meet again, my friends, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. God bless you.